Okay. All right, we should be back. Oh wait, no, we're not officially live yet. Yeah, okay, all right. We should be back now. So, sorry about the technical difficulties. Probably going to run into those a lot. But
You want to send me the link again?
we just finished our What Have We Been Reading and or Watching. And now we're going to go on to our main topic and also the news.
Which is, we sometimes combine them. This is, I think, our second, maybe third time we've done that.
Especially since this, weekend we had D23, which was a huge weekend. Because that is when Disney basically, it's like Disney Comic-Con, but a smaller version of that. So we get...
and they just release
Disney
everything they have.
Disney is pretty big, and it has so much stuff that it is still...
We get a lot of news out of the D23, but it's not 100% news we enjoy or news that we are always like super excited about. Mm-hmm. But it is news nonetheless, and it is stuff, and that is what we do here.
So, first off, the Mandalorian trailer,
which was beautiful. It was like, I don't think they talked at all, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, like the music in it is not very Star Warsy.
No,
but it's very like. The whole vibe from it that you get is like Clint Eastwood, but in space. Like, it's very Western.
Yeah.
You have these vibes of like the grittier stuff. The stuff that we thought we were going to get.
Who's directing this movie, by the way?
It's a show.
Or a show?
John Favreau's going to direct some episodes. Taika Waititi's going to direct some episodes.
Oh.
Okay.
So chaotic. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be voicing one of the droids in there, that IG-11 droid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So... I'm
excited for the first Western take on a Star Wars action. I mean, obviously, like, they've had parts where you're in the desert kind of thing, but it's never been like, like a John Wayne movie.
Yes,
I feel like they're going to turn this show into like a John Wayne kind of, not police, but like a outlaw kind of thing.
Yes, He's a bounty hunter. This is after episode 6, so there's not really a empire that's controlling the galaxy.
Right.
So we just have, this guy kind of trying to take out his bounties and do his things. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes. I'm really looking forward to it, especially since he's played by the person who played Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones. He was a great character in that show. Mm-hmm. He died too soon, like everyone in that show. But I'm really looking forward to it. He doesn't say anything in that. Yeah. But he just looks badass.
And that's all we really need sometimes, so...
Right. I hope he actually can do things like he's competent, unlike Boba Fett, where Boba Fett didn't do anything.
Yeah, he was...
Way to call him out like that.
Yeah, he found Han Solo, and then...
That's
he raised up his gun, and then Vader put his hand down and said, no, you can't shoot him.
Right, and that was the end of Boba Fett.
And then Han Solo walked into him, and he fell into a Sarlacc pit, and
that that really was the end of Boba Fett.
Also, I am going to be on my phone a little bit just because I have people on the outside that are giving me feedback.
Often has connections.
I will be just frequently.
That's why there will be many times where I'm like dazing off on my computer to make sure that everything's working.
And I have zero idea how any of this technical stuff happens, so I'll just be here.
Thank you.
I'll be the running commentary. I'm great at this.
And then in other news, because Star Wars just blew up like with stuff. Another show that they officially announced was the Obi-Wan show.
Are we sure it's gonna be like
It is confirmed. They got Ewan McGregor on stage.
He must be so happy.
Yeah, he did confirm.
No one wanted more than you.
Didn't he confirm that at D23?
Yeah. So there were rumors before, and then he walked out on stage and he was like, "Yeah, it's me.
I'm playing Obi-Wan, baby. Yeah. We're back."
Oh, we're back. He's at that age now where they could probably make up him a little bit, maybe even CGI, but I don't want them to. But he can look a lot like Alec Guinness's Obi-Wan from episode 4.
Yeah.
They can really probably pull that off. Again, I also want a darker, grittier kind of thing. Like, I think both these shows should be rated R if they can. Like, I don't want them to hold back, especially since...
Disney and their cowards.
Yeah, so. Disney...
We'll go into even more stuff.
Seeing they're going to make... Disney. They might make Deadpool 2 PG-13. I don't think they're going to... Oh my god, there's already a Deadpool 2. Correct. I'm so young.
Wow, that was the sad... Well, If only everyone had those problems, like,
right.
Yeah.
That was, okay.
Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
If they turn that into, like, a PG-13 movie, I doubt they're going to make anything, like, go the other way with something else.
If they make Deadpool PG-13, then they have no excuse to make anything rated R.
Right. Because then they're like, oh, yeah, Deadpool used to be rated R, but now we want it to be open for everybody, so now everything's going to be open for everybody, which is just not how it should be.
Yeah.
Disney has such a wide...
It's a monopoly.
Right. It just has such a...
Teddy Roosevelt, come back, trust
Right.
busting, please.
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 It just has a large variety of like the amount of shows and movies and everything it's ever come out with. Like, just give me that small, just a tiny little portion of like rated R movies that I can watch and enjoy.
Of pie, okay? That's
Right.
all I'm asking.
That's all I want.
And
Like,
you don't even
if
give
this is
breadcrumbs.
Disney, if this is all of whatever Disney has created, I just want like that much. Just like
Yeah,
that
just
much.
a little bit of rated R.
Just
Just
a
rated
little
R,
bit of
please.
rated R,
Yeah.
please. Just that's all I want.
You know,
That's all I want in my life.
This is after episode 3. Oh, wow, we actually have someone in the chat. Whoa. I'm not used to this. Question for the panel, best Star Wars moment, and how do you feel about Disney's acquisition of Star Wars and the direction that they took with it?
That's a great question.
Yeah, wow, I did not expect actually there to be comments.
Best Star Wars moment.
How
Don't
can
be doing
you...
that. That's like me picking my kids. You know how hard
Right.
that is? 'Cause I don't have kids.
Yeah.
If I had 1,000 kids, that's like, oh, who's your favorite kid? Well, I don't have one because I hate all of them.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. Love Star Wars.
That was
You
even
hate
worse
all
than what I
Star
said.
Wars? Jeez.
Right. Man, best Star Wars moment.
I think I just like when Luke blew up the Death Star. That whole trench run scene. That's
Yeah.
like 15 minutes of him. That's
Yeah.
that's perfect for me. And I know people our age are probably like, but the special effects aren't good. And then I'm like, you know, like they made that in a parking lot. They just like literally
Really?
they had those things on strings and they dragged them across that little set in a parking lot. But that scene is like perfect. Like the music is great, the performances, it gets super intense. 15 guys go into blow up a space station, and only one person pretty much makes his way out, and it's awesome. Sorry.
Han Solo comes back.
Yes.
To help him out. We love that.
Even though we're totally going off the script,
Right.
but it's fine.
That's all right. Thank you for the question.
Dark Shadow guy. Thank you for
What
the
a
comment.
gem.
Also, if you want to tell us anything, our Twitter is at EveryGeekPod, capital EGP, and our Gmail is at theeverythinggeekpod@gmail.com. So
That was not as good as a segue as it could have been.
But I tried.
But you tried.
Yeah, we've had better segues
Or you
before.
had way better.
Best Star Wars moment. Here's my thing. I haven't deeply somersaulted, dove into as much Star Wars
Wow, okay.
as Jack is.
Reverse somersault tuck, inward down 5.7. Continue.
Okay.
I got it. The floor is yours.
I'm not as deeply invested as you are in the whole Star Wars saga. I did really like the battle where Kylo Ren and
Ray.
yeah, I'm sorry, I just saw that.
What's good, Owen?
No,
Okay,
Kylo
continue.
Ren and Rey teamed up
Oh yeah, in episode 8.
in episode 8. I just love like everything about that entire fight.
Shot
the
great.
colors,
Yeah.
the fight itself, the choreography, everything was perfect.
People hate that movie, but that is shot incredibly.
Oh,
You
yeah.
cannot deny that that action sequence is directed well.
I very much enjoyed that entire fight scene, and honestly, it probably was not the best Star Wars moment.
Yeah.
But it's just something that popped into my head that I extremely enjoy.
I mean, this is our opinions on the show.
Right.
As you know, our opinions are always right.
Facts.
Right.
So, yeah. What is your favorite Star
I feel
Wars
bad
moment?
because like it's from Rogue One, and I don't know if people
Hey,
are like,
you're
but
you're allowed to like Rogue
I can't
One.
even remember his name, but like the blind monk, as
Ah,
he's like walking
yes.
through, and like he
Yeah.
has to like blow it up, and that entire thing, and then like just he blows it, and like he looks over, like his friend
Yeah.
looks over and everything, and they both know that they're gonna like go out
Yeah.
and die together, like
That is a great moment, too.
That
that
was- that hit hard.
Right in the
Gotta love them Star
feels.
Wars. Thank you. That was actually a good comment, though, because it works in our Star Wars stuff, because we have so many Star
Actually,
Wars
there's a
things.
second part. And how do you feel about Disney's acquisition of Star Wars and the direction they took with it?
I mean, I think...
feel like we can't say until like the third.
Yeah, I
episode.
want to
Yeah.
wait until they finish the trilogy and stuff like that. I mean, I do like how they're bringing back the Clone Wars show,
Yeah.
because I'm really excited about that.
Love the Obi-Wan show,
Yeah,
the
I think
Mandalorian
the Mandalorian can be good. I want them to take risks more, and I think people were really mad about Episode 8 for taking risks, and I think, like, it's like what's that? Goldilocks, right? So you have too hot, too warm. I'm sorry, too hot, too cold. And happy medium. Episode 8 may have taken too many risks for some people.
Right.
So we want enough risks, but not too much. So, I don't know. I need to see more of their stuff first before I can officially say. But it's not, like, terrible.
I
can't
honestly...
be like, it's the worst thing ever.
Right.
Like, we've suffered through movies that are awful.
So much.
And this is not awful. So...
for one, love the whole TV show direction that they're taking. How many times in Disney's history have you seen them produce so many TV shows going different ways from like movie sagas?
Yeah.
Like not only the Star Wars TV shows, but all the Marvel ones.
Yeah.
like just all the little things that they're just splitting off of the norm, and they're not just creating like, oh, here's episode 47 of the Star Wars saga. Like they're making more shows, more things they can go off of. Like like do we really like? We don't have comic books to go back to. We don't have things to go back to be like, oh, well, we know what's going to happen in the Obi-Wan show, or we know what's going to happen in the Mandalorian show. Like, it's things that, honestly, I'm really excited for to see, like, where they take, you know, the Mandalorian and Obi-Wan and the Clone Wars. Like,
especially since everyone has their own Star Wars for them. Right. So for some people it's the prequels, some people it's the original trilogy, and some people it's the sequels. They're producing so many things now that it's for those people. So Rogue One, it was for those original fans. The Mandalorian is also going to be for that. But now we're getting Episode 9. We're going to get the Clone Wars show coming back. Like, they're really trying to please everybody, make sure that all the Star Wars fans are happy. Right. I think that, like, you know...
There's enough for everyone.
Exactly.
And there's still those people that are like, I prefer the new Star Wars over the old Star Wars, which is completely fine. Yeah. Except for you're wrong, but it's fine. It's fine, but you're wrong.
Yeah.
But I just, you know, that's like where the Obi-Wan series comes in, the Clone Wars series. Like, for people that are more like, oh, I prefer animated stuff, like that's where the Clone Wars show will come in, and you're going to enjoy that because we're making you enjoy it.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, so we're going to save the rest of the questions for the end because we have a tight, a lot of things we have to get in here. So we're going to be trying to do all of our stuff. And then at the end, you guys can just blast out with the questions. I see all the comments. If we see anything, you know, quick, we'll mention it. But we still have a lot of stuff to talk about. Speaking of Star Wars, though, Episode 9.
Segue.
Oh, boy.
The reveal stuff that they had. There's also a lot of news. So what do you want to get into? Because there's a lot of stuff that we could talk. We could talk about the poster.
Poster was not as good as it could have been.
I'm not the biggest fan of the poster.
It wasn't that great.
Not a huge fan. I've seen a lot of like mock-up posters
that are so much better.
That are just like phenomenal, and the official one is...
I saw a really good one, and it's the same thing, but they like increase like the color saturation, and it looks just like the original one. It looks just like it looks like something that a Star Wars movie that came out from episode like in the 1980s. Like that looks like
great.
Like I wish that they kind of did something like that. My only flaw with the poster is that I think Palpatine looks a little too video gamey. Like that looks like someone from like everyone seems to love the poster, and I get it. The colors are great, but Palpatine looks a little video gamey.
Final boss kind of.
Right.
Like I'm not mad about Palpatine being in Episode 9, but I want him to be
not all CGI. Like I'm hoping they do more. They go more in like the
practical
makeup
effects.
Right, like makeup and manipulating their camera angles and stuff like that, rather than, hey, let's just make this entire guy's face fake.
Yeah.
Like, let's just make it all internet.
They might have used that picture for Palpatine from something else that makes it not look so great.
Right.
But, I mean, it's not the worst poster ever. I just don't like Palpatine's face.
Yeah.
It just looks a little, like, PS3-y.
Honestly, my favorite thing about the entire poster is the colors.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom part's
just
great.
The pop of the red mixing with the blue and everything coming together in this dark background.
Yeah.
It's just
also,
awesome.
It just seems like it flows. It's very pleasing to the eyes. While, like, Thor Ragnarok's posters were like, here's a lot of red, here's a lot of green. This is like, it flows. It's like this nice, like, flowing
natural
poster. Yeah. So, I mean, the colors in that are great, and I'm excited to see what they have more of. But to be fair, I wasn't the biggest fan of the first poster for Episode 8. It's the one where Rey's holding up the lightsaber, and then it's like Luke's face in the side, and then Snoke's. I'm like, that's not. I wasn't a fan of that poster either. I think the later Episode 8 poster was good. But I don't know. I Episode 7, I don't remember the very first poster. I remember like the final poster that was like really cool because it had like Rey's staff and then Kylo's lightsaber. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna judge the movie on the poster, but
true.
Although I might have to judge the movie on the next bit of news of how have every Star Wars theme ever, which in concept nice, but also are they like forcing to have every single theme, or like is it natural? Just like, is it gonna fit?
If they can flow it in quite nicely, where you have a decent segue in between each song. Also, I'm hoping that it's not like, because I didn't really read this piece of news thoroughly, but I'm hoping it's not like every Star Wars theme is in this big clump. Like there's a 10-minute like sequence of just all music. Like I want them to play it throughout the movie. Maybe
make it appropriate fitting for that too.
Like if they bring up like
the clone army.
Right, like like Senator Palpatine, like play music from when he was in the trilogy. Like, I don't know. I'm hoping they can do this in a way that is pleasing to the ears.
I just am worried because there's so many different themes. Like, the Anakin Padme theme, why would that be appropriate? The Clone Army theme, that's not appropriate. Like, pretty much a lot of stuff from the prequels would not fit. General Grievous's theme, I don't see how that can fit in this movie. So, like, if you have Duel of the Fates in this movie, if you have the song where, Anakin and Obi-Wan and Darth Maul are fighting each other, that would be awesome. Like, people would go nuts. That would be the Thor Ragnarok, the Captain America wields Thor's hammer of Star Wars, because people would just go nuts for that. But I don't know if every single theme should be in this movie, unless it fits, but I don't see
how it could logically fit.
Yeah.
Then again, we are not
producers.
Right, we're not producers and directors and people that are like, know actually how to make a movie correctly. Believe me, we don't know how to make a movie.
We tried yesterday, and
we
went
really
okay.
do. It's decent, but it's not episode 9.
Yeah, so we haven't seen it yet, so like it could it could blow our minds and we know nothing.
Right.
But I mean, it just makes me a little nervous.
Yep.
So, okay, so now we're gonna go into basically the trailer footage and basically the big thing at the end of the movie or the end of the trailer footage of episode 9, which is Rey having at the end of the very trailer's pretty normal. It's kind of stuff that you'd expect, but then at the very end, Rey has a double-bladed red lightsaber and she's wearing all black. Can you turn on your volume just to make sure it doesn't? But that's like, that's kind of out of left field.
You know what? If she wants to do it, I support her. Okay. She wants to have that, go all for it.
All right, we're going to go into this trailer here. Obviously, there's no sound just so it's not annoying, but
I don't know where they could have, because I feel like
that's the breakdown in Easter eggs. So if you gotta do
that's an 11-minute video.
This does say breakdown in Easter eggs. I'm not sure why.
But I feel like episode 7 posed the question of what if, like it gave us the possibility of them possibly switching sides, Rey and Kylo. Because Kylo was feeling the pull of the light, which is something we've never seen before. Yeah. And then Rey, she like beat the crap out of him for no reason because she didn't have other than him killing Han Solo, she didn't know him, and she didn't have any hate against him except for what he did, So she kind of went dark in the end, and then episode 8 kind of proved, no, he's bad, and no, she's good. So I feel like it wouldn't really be appropriate for her to them to switch now. I feel like that episode 8 kind of closed that gate and basically said they're not switching.
I'm pretty sure this is a fake trailer.
No, that's it. For this trailer,
this is a real trailer.
For this, they actually just like
they incorporate a lot of like from the original.
Yeah, you gotta movies. You gotta skip it a bunch, and then they get there you go.
Hey, go back.
Yeah, like also C-3PO has red eyes, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, we
bloodlust kind of.
We were thinking about this, and we were very confused.
I just don't think that Rey's gonna turn bad in this movie. I think that
I feel like it would be kind of out of left field.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it kind of hinted, but also just refer to someone being like, well, screw the rebellion.
Right.
Whoa. Yeah, that would just be kind of completely crazy.
If she really does end up turning bad, I'm gonna have a problem because that would just kind of screw with the entire movie's sequence.
It would kind of like screw with the entirety of like Star Wars in general.
Yeah.
Like Star Wars at the end has always been like, the light will overcome like the evil.
Right.
Like, there is still hope even when it's like completely bleak. So then for Rey to then be like, yeah, I'm evil. Then
people think
like once again I support her and her red dual sword.
Star Wars fans are thinking that's a clone of Rey, and that like she actually had parents, and then they got rid of the other clone, which was like real Rey, which would be really weird. That's a dark vision that she, like Luke fought Vader in the cave, and then it was like, don't become this, because then you're gonna be Vader. Like if they showed that in the trailer for episode 5, I would be like, oh my gosh, Luke's Vader.
Right.
So that's a possibility that it's a vision, or she could be just like a dark cave vision, or it could just be like a full-on forced vision again, like what she had in episode 7. So that's also entirely possible. But
one thing I did read on Twitter, it could also be just a part of the movie where like, not as like a prank, but like as the director's being like, oh, we're gonna throw this out there to confuse you, but in real life maybe she's just like undercover.
True, that's
like she's
possible.
Like walking on a.
I mean, they like did false advertising for like Infinity War and stuff like that. So
and also there's a lot of scenes in trailers that aren't actually in the movies,
like
so it could possibly be one of that. Everything we say on this podcast is hypothetical. Not a single thing do we actually know.
I mean, like,
So.
that happened with Rogue One, like, the whole, like, the dramatic part of the trailer was like, I rebel, and then, like, that was
Yeah.
the
Right.
end of the
Well,
movie.
they got a second director for the end of that movie, and then they cut a bunch of stuff, and then they added a bunch of
Well,
stuff
that's
too.
awkward,
So,
so.
like that one shot with the AT-AT shooting at all those people.
Right.
Then, like, everyone was like, "Where was that?" And the director was like, "I wish it was in there, but it got cut from my movie, and instead they made it basically another Zack Snyder situation, but it worked out well for the studio."
I
So,
Snyder, we miss him.
Speaking of studios, I think we're switching studios at the moment.
yeah, now
We
we're
are
talking
switching.
about Marvel.
El Marvel,
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Marvel. but
Ms. Marvel.
I am.
We have a bunch
I'm like-
there's a bunch of crazy news from Marvel.
I'm a little lost with some of the news, especially the Miss Marvel news, but before, you don't want to jump ahead.
We'll all right, so we'll jump right into this. First piece that came. Did this come from D23?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all I'm pretty sure from
Fact.
D23.
Yeah, this is all
besides the DC stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But from Marvel, Black Panther 2 officially confirmed in 2022, and
Ryan Coogler's directing it again.
Ryan Coogler will direct it.
Coogler.
Did I say Coogler?
You
I
said
meant
Coogler.
Coogler. Ryan Coogler.
Coogler. No, you said it wrong.
It says Coogler.
Oh, I
on
meant
there.
to say Coogler. Sorry, that's my fault.
I was gonna say I'm not saying it wrong. It says Cooler on
Oh,
there.
that's my fault.
Okay,
Ryan
Coogler.
It's Cougar. Okay.
It's Cougar.
It's now Cougar.
You know what?
Ryan
Whoever
the Cougar.
directed the first Black Panther
They're
is
coming
also
back.
directing
We back,
this
boys.
Black Panther, which I honestly enjoyed the first Black Panther.
Yeah.
The
I
fight
also-
scenes and the CGI I thought were decent. Not the
I
not the best.
see. I would be the complete opposite. I think those were the worst parts in the movie. But like,
Really?
I think because okay, he has the suit, right? Basically
Right.
makes him invincible.
Okay.
So I
You
don't
wasn't
care
a
about
fan of
I
the
don't care about the
final
fight scenes then. Because it's like he's invincible. So what's the point?
Well, I guess so.
Like
what's the
if you,
point with
like
Superman
there's
fight
no
scenes?
point in being worried about the fight scenes. And I didn't really think anything really cool happened.
Yeah.
Like
The
there was
final
no
battle was just like trains and like.
yeah.
that
And also
happened.
the final battle looked like something from the PS2. I was like, oh my god! Like if you rewatch that again, pull that clip up. I'm like, oh, that looks like crap. People were talking about rewriting the end of that movie, and instead of him fighting Killmonger, he takes out all those guys. But like he doesn't have that purple ability, so he has to just take them all out with like ninja skills and like
with ninja skill.
and it just that like I don't know, the CGI in the end doesn't look good. The CGI Rhino doesn't look very good.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I can agree with that. The
CGI
CGI Rhino was
sucked.
awful.
It
That
was
was
not.
terrible.
Great.
But I mean, stuff that Ryan Coogler excels at, camera work.
Like, okay, no,
Oh, yeah.
this
That's
fight
a
scene,
good- yeah.
this was the fight scene I enjoyed. Not
Yes.
the end one, but the one between...
yes, when they're in South Korea.
Right.
And that was
That's good.
great. Like, and
I-
the bar and everything, that was...
Yes.
That was shot
the
great.
casino, that was...
Because that's funny, that's the exact scene I was thinking of when I said I enjoyed the fight scenes.
Yes.
Was literally the one when they were in South Korea fighting and he was jumping from the cars.
Yeah.
and
That-
that's
that-
the one
that
I
was
enjoyed.
fun.
That's a great shot. That's a very well shot scene because they go from the top of the balcony to lower and then back to the top and they go around the room. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's all one shot. I love that. Ryan
Right,
Coogler does a
here we
great job with camera work. He did one boxing scene in Creed and it's all one shot. It's like a 7-minute boxing scene and he just flows around and like everyone's getting hit for real. Like if you mess that up, you got to start all over again.
Right.
Like
That's
that's
a
something
lot.
that Ryan Coogler is great at, and I wish that he did a little bit better with like his choreography and action sequences, and also maybe this was the first time he got a really huge budget, so he wasn't he like I think this you can kind of tell with the CGI because I don't think it looked too great, and also like another thing is like if you want to make like some parts of Black Panther. Maybe it could have been rated R. There's a part where that looks like PS3.
Yeah, that's terrible.
There's a part where Killmonger slits one of the people's throats.
Yes.
And there's no blood. And I'm like, how am I supposed to take this movie seriously?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
I don't
Like,
even remember that.
he grabs one of the red people's throats and he's like, hey. And then like there's no blood on this, and there's no blood on her, and then she just falls over. I'm like, what just happened? What just happened? Like if you
There
want
are-
me to take it seriously, then
There are
show
definitely
it.
some parts of movies that like should definitely be like as gory or as bloody as possible.
Yeah.
Like
Logan.
okay, yes. That like
Logan,
that's
it's appropriate.
yes. In Logan, that's all I needed was just everything to be bloody and gory. Even the death scene as spoiler time.
Oh boy.
As sad as the death scene was, but like that's what we needed. We needed
That's
gore. We needed him to a tree to go through him. That's what we needed.
Wow, you really wanted that guy to die.
I didn't want him to die. I needed a good scene.
But see how it's just super CGI fight, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't, like, there's no, like, if you were to watch the Mission Impossible bathroom fight, that is,
Right.
like, that is super enthralling. because you
Right.
can just be so zoned in on all the amazing choreography and just how well it's done, and also by the sound editing and all the sharp knife points and everything. Like you just get blown away by that. But this is just everything is done on a computer. I don't really feel impressed or blown away by that. You know, I don't. You are allowed to like Black Panther, but for me, it's just not my movie.
I think this is the CGI Rhino part right here.
I feel like we bring up Logan a lot.
Logan's a good movie.
I mean, yeah, valid. I just.
We always need to bring up Logan. That's
Yeah,
just always.
Just check that.
I really
one
just
off
want
the
to see
list.
the Rhino part because of just how
That might have
awful
already
it
I
was.
happened.
think it
where
might
you
have
are in the
already
movie.
happened.
Nope, right
but-
there. I think.
Oh.
Nope, just kidding. Maybe not. I don't know. I
Um,
don't know where I
Mixed
am.
feelings.
So I mean,
Oh,
I'm
found
excited, and I hope he does a better job with the action sequences, and maybe they can get some. Yeah, there it is. That does
Oh
not look
boy.
it. Yeah, this is
That's
not
bad.
good.
So other news.
Moving on
What do you
to-
guys think of the Falcon and Winter Soldier poster and the Black Widow
It's
poster?
kind of. They're
I-
both kind of gross.
I enjoyed the Black Widow one.
I think that's
kind
cool.
of.
There's color in that. That looks pretty awesome.
The Falcon and Winter Soldier one's just awful.
It's just them standing there.
It's just awful. Like it's
And,
literally
and
like
Bucky's haircut sucks.
right.
It looks
It's
so
literally just them
I'm like
standing.
so confused by his outfit. He looks
He's just
like
wearing
he's about to go like
a
to jury
blue
or something.
Right.
thing.
Right. They look like Dollar
Oh.
General
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie's Angels, like
Yeah, pretty
back
much.
to back.
It looks
like,
like a poster you'd see in a library of like the superheroes read,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
you. Like that's what it looks like.
that's just it. It gives me like cringe moments of in Spider-Man, like when the videos of Captain America come on. He's like,
Yeah.
"You need to eat your vegetables." Like
Yeah.
that's the amount of cringe I'm getting from this poster.
Yeah, it's not very good.
fantastic.
Black Widow, on the other hand,
There's a lot in it. There's a lot of faces in it.
yeah, it is.
David Harbour's right there from Stranger Things.
It is mostly well, I don't know, mostly,
I like
but
how
it's
there's
a bit-
color in it for first off.
Right.
Yeah.
And I really like how Taskmaster is in the
Yeah.
Like
red.
in the back.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I think I really like this one. Love the red.
Yeah.
I think it suits Black Widow, and I like that they incorporated the Black Widow.
Yeah,
symbol.
logo in there. Yeah.
Right.
It's about time she got a movie.
It's,
Right.
you would think that they would have given her a movie before she was killed off, because I don't know,
But
that
no.
just makes more sense.
Right.
But no.
Spoiler alert. Oh yeah,
Spoiler.
should I play spoiler time at some point?
Yeah, probably.
We'll get to it.
Just throw spoiler time in here at one point
Yeah,
ever.
I will. When we like go into like crazy spoilers about
Yeah.
something.
Spoiler
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
All right. So we did Falcon Winter Soldier. Okay. New shows.
Oh yeah, so
Uh,
these are the new confirmed shows, and they're also. And Kevin Feige said that they will also be in the films too.
I hate that it's
Okay.
Feige. Oh
So-
my god.
She-Hulk.
Moon Knight. Ms. Marvel.
Oh, I was.
Still confused about.
Oh, I
Oh,
don't
are
know.
we going
I didn't know if she was reading it. Okay. Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
This
Harrington
this
is
isn't.
Black Knight.
Yeah, this isn't a show. I should
was
have put a little
gonna-
dash there. Kit Harington is Jon Snow from Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
He's going to be in something. I think he's going to be in the Eternals.
Yeah.
Black Knight.
Ooh.
I don't know who that is, but you might know because you watched that Spider-Man show that has a bunch of characters that I don't know about. So maybe he's.
I'll have to.
People are like, yes.
I really wish we could just skip this whole thing right here, the whole WandaVision thing. because
Yeah,
I
did you
just
guys see
hate
that picture? It looks really bad.
it. No, I did not.
You know, we can skip. We can just skip.
We
it. It's
can
not that
skip
big.
the
Yeah,
entire-
we're just not going to talk about
I'm
WandaVision
just
because it just sucks.
Confused because in some the universes, like Miss Marvel is like high key the Captain Marvel.
No, so Miss Marvel is like a girl from.
She gets like.
She's like a teenager. She's
Yeah.
like young.
Yeah.
And I forget. Sometimes Miss Marvel is rogue,
Yeah.
and sometimes she's not. But it's like a girl, and she's got like laser powers, and she's like Captain Marvel, but she's not. She's like got like a black and yellow costume. She's pretty cool.
We'll
I'm
check
just-
her out
yeah,
when the show
it's-
comes
We'll,
out.
we'll jump off that bridge when we get to it.
She-Hulk, I'm very interested in.
I'm interested in that too because the Deadpool show was like he was a lawyer and he was also doing
Right.
stuff. So she's also a lawyer. But also I'm excited to have a competent Hulk because the last
We
Hulk we had
love-
was dabbing.
and we love
that was
competent
stupid as hell.
superheroes. We love competent
He was
superheroes.
actually
And-
Shrek.
Yeah, he was just Shrek. He wasn't that smart and he wasn't that strong. It was like what happened?
Right.
We had really two interesting characters and we got the shitty version of both of them.
Right.
And I was just like,
We got like the nerdy version of Bruce Banner and the like just not aggressive version of the Hulk. So it's like let's just take the two
Worst aspects.
right
that you could
least
get out of these
appealing
people.
Yeah.
versions of both of these people
and
and
you
put them
get
together.
Shrek.
And then you get somebody who can't really fight.
Yeah, he did nothing.
Yeah.
He snapped and that was it. And then he broke his arm.
Yeah.
And apparently that's permanent.
Right.
Even though Shrek has a healing... Not Shrek. Even though Hulk has a healing factor, like
Right.
Wolverine or Spider-Man. Nope,
Right.
he
Nope.
has broken his arm forever.
Right, and then
Just
you just
stupid.
like don't see him in the final battle. Like,
He runs in, but he
Right.
probably just fighting with one
Once
arm.
again,
Right.
they were only combining the two just so he could snap and like be doing that, and they just didn't give him any more character development because all of his
Yeah.
character development happened off screen. He's like, oh yeah, I figured things out with the Hulk, like
Yeah.
like we're not gonna show it at all.
Yeah.
That's like
You might
Sarah
as well-
Connor dying off screen in between Terminator 2 and 3. Like, oh, thanks,
Yeah.
cool.
I don't know, like if you're gonna be like, oh
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
it's the
there's
end
not a
game, the
Terminator
original
3.
Avengers, and then not
Exactly.
give any
That
original
just doesn't
Avengers
exist.
character development.
Weird. I don't know if it's up there. Nope.
No,
it's
It's the
just
wrong
not
guy.
up here.
Tom.
But
Kavanaugh? I don't know.
no, it's not Tom Cavanaugh.
No, I know. I was just looking at the TV show. I don't know. If you think about the backstory of the Flash,
Yeah.
you could make that into a very compelling story.
Yeah.
Like,
You could,
Right.
you definitely saw it at the end. You
Yeah.
got dehydrated.
Just
Right.
like Flashpoint Paradox. Oh,
Mom?
that was so good.
right? It's like mom, dead, dad, blamed for it. You, superpowers.
Wow, you want to just spoil that a little bit more, like. Okay, yeah. Just a little bit
Also,
of spoiler
you should
time.
probably know that if you know anything about.
Yeah, if
the
you know
DC
anything about
universe.
this podcast, oh yeah, if they're talking about spoiler time. Yeah.
Or the DC universe, like
Yeah.
you should know the Flash's backstory. If you don't, I'm sorry, I spoiled it
Yeah.
for you. But the movie's
he's
still gonna
not
be
that
awesome.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
excited
really
for
not
that.
sorry at all.
That can, and I'm really excited that we definitely have
Is
a director
it
for
still
the
gonna
Flash.
Be Ezra Miller?
I think he confirmed that. But
Yes,
I want him to be
Thoughts?
competent in this movie because he was not competent in Justice League.
He was annoying
He
in
did not.
Justice
He
League.
just pushed people and ran away, and that was.
he's
Come
like, I have a
on,
really
dude.
high metabolism, so I eat a lot of pizza. It's like you're dumb. Shut up.
Shut up.
Go away.
Okay.
Go away.
I just want it to be like as good as like some of the best Flash stories that we've seen. Like
Yeah.
I read Flash Rebirth, that was amazing. Like that was really good. And basically, he's like, I can't even explain it. There's a lot of stuff in that. Read it if you can, if you're in DC Universe. And then also, what do you think about Black Adam possibly having the character Hawkman in his movie?
I'm a little conflicted because Hawkman as a character in itself is a bit of a jerk, especially
True.
like when Shire is involved. It's never
Yeah.
a good time to be around.
He's
'cause,
usually
like,
not a dick, but in the show he was.
definitely like, and
Yeah.
also in, like the comics, he's like, I'm gonna fight my wife, and I'm like,
Whoa.
okay, like
Yeah.
that's a decision. So I don't know
Right.
how it's gonna be with like Black Adam though. I didn't even know.
Yeah,
that the
I mean,
two of them, like,
They're both
associated.
magic, kind of. So they got that going
Is
for them.
Black Adam gonna blow up?
Probably.
Maybe he might
Okay.
say
Well,
he might say Shazam a few times to switch, and maybe shock Hawkman and be like Shazam, and then zap Hawkman a few times. I mean, I don't really know, but like I'm glad that they're expanding the universe a little bit,
Right.
Like because
They're
I
branching
want
out.
more characters. I want to.
We
I think some of the lesser known DC characters would be the best impact. Like if you get Blue Beetle and you make a high school movie about Blue
That
Beetle
would be
and Jaime
awesome.
Reyes. That would
That
be great. That would be
that'd be
DC
so
Spider-Man, but it would be about him living in
Jaime-
Tahoe and like all of his
Right.
friends and they're going missing and all that crazy stuff. There's
That'd
a lot
be
of
horrible.
potential. That would be
That's
great.
Good.
Or like decisions that I've
You're
made,
kind of right.
or like things that I've done, or like things that have happened.
Mhm.
I would be like, oh man, but like I have the possibility to go back in time and change this, or like I don't know, if something really really bad happens, like Barry Allen's mother dying, like something
Yeah.
that
Crazy.
intense, like I feel like I would just like I have to have like go back.
Mhm.
And with the Green Lantern thing, it's powered by yourself.
Yeah.
It's not like something you just be like, oh well, I don't have to do this because
Yeah.
I'm fast. It's like you have to be able to will yourself to do something, and it can be extremely useful. And you can build a tank with your finger.
Wow.
That would be
Come
awesome.
on.
Yes.
I just like a tank, a whole tank. That would be sweet.
Well-
So I'm going Green Lantern.
I'm gonna quickly go through the wish list because we have 7% left. So
Let's go.
like just blast off. Wish list is the things that we want to watch or read in between this episode and the next one. So I want to watch The Raid 2. I need to watch Rear Window by Alfred Hitchcock, and I want to read Titans Rebirth. What do you guys got? What do you want to do?
Anna, you can go first because I'm just gonna be very upset when I read off my wish list.
Okay, definitely gotta start season 3 of Young Justice and be Austin, even though chances of that happening are 0 to none. But whatever, it's fine. Also, I have made a promise. I shook hands. I have to watch Jaws, so it's gonna happen. Maybe like even this weekend, hopefully. And kind of wanted. I don't know. Am I allowed to start reading the other not Young Justice?
Injustice? No,
comic?
you need to finish the game
Finish it?
first.
Okay,
Yeah.
well then I'll just like branch out to other comics to then distract from.
You can
like,
read
thinking about
Flashpoint
that.
Paradox because the comic's a little different. So
Okay, well, There you go. I
Yeah.
don't have any like other things at the moment that I'm like, I gotta finish this. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I finished The Office.
Oh.
Like,
Oh, there you go.
Congrats.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm done. And gotta now start something else.
Go,
to,
because
like,
we have
just
5%.
Okay.
I need to finish Young Justice and beat Anna for my own pleasure. I'm going to start reading the Injustice comics because these two have been reading it and leaving me
All
out
153 issues continue.
It's a lot.
I kind of want to go back and watch BVS because I want to torture myself and also be really happy with the movie at the same time.
You are allowed to like it. Continue.
I still want to watch Midsummer. It's never going to happen. I'm okay with it.
We're just gonna bring it up.
Right. I'm just gonna keep bringing it up to make myself feel terrible. I think that's about it.
Okay, good. I'm going to do the outro as fast as I humanly possibly can. Make sure to download the podcast on iTunes and Spotify whenever you can because we only can have two up at a time. So basically, if you see an episode that you want to watch and then you don't ever get to watch it and you don't download it, then you're never going to see it again because they're all on my computer, except for the live stream ones that are probably going to be up, but they're probably going to be crap because our streams suck. Okay, all right. And also you can find us on SoundCloud, so check us out there. Our Gmail, if you have any questions, everythinggeekpod@gmail.com. Start us, everygeekpod, if you want to see any of our quick reactions to movies. Twitter, @everygeekpod, if you have any questions, or if you want to submit anything for IFSs or what-ifs for our, or verses for our top fives for our episodes, feel free to do that. Nerds Together Strong, #spread the garbage plate.
Also, ask as many questions as you would like. We did get a couple good questions this episode. We like answering the questions.
Yes.
We like being involved with the viewers, even though we really don't have that many.
We still
But
appreciate you guys.
right, keep commenting, keep asking questions, keep eating garbage plates.
That's right.
I tried to hit on stream. End.